Fringe theory is a term I often use, and it's time to talk about it. I've got a playlist of fringe theory videos. Some of these address fringe theories and some of them present fringe theories. Because here's the thing, gang. Fringe theory is, at its core, a neutral term. All it means is a theory not accepted by the mainstream in a given field. There's no inference from the phrase that the theory is less likely to be true. One fringe theory I've discussed and defended is that Nianchchnum and Chnumhotep were romantic partners. At the moment, while there are Egyptologists who definitely agree, canonically it's considered inconclusive. A lot of Egyptology is done in communities where LGBT rights aren't well respected, including in Egypt, where there are definitely allies to be found because no culture is a monolith, but whose laws and broader society aren't very supportive of the gays. The existence of Hatshepsut as a female pharaoh was a fringe theory, from the moment Champollion noticed that while there was definitely a female pharaoh being depicted, there were none in the official king lists. I talk about the king lists and why some pharaohs are missing in this video here, go check that out after this one. We do gatekeep the accepted historical consensus, and this means sometimes things that seem obviously true, like the couplehood of Nianchchnum and Chnumhotep, or the existence of a woman pharaoh, are kept out of the mainstream because of regressive sensibilities. It also means there's a burden of evidence before something is accepted as true. The gate that we're meant to keep is meant to be kept with open eyes, inquisitive minds, and a well-sharpened Occam's razor. Being an Egyptology channel, we get a few fairly out there comments around here about things like light bulbs and psychoactive substances and alien interference, and of course Freemasonry. And my reply is usually an appeal to think about what's more likely. Likelihood is a complex concept, but Occam's razor helps us out. It reminds us to fit observed phenomena with explanations that are as simple as they can be. Simple here doesn't mean easiest to imagine or quickest to come up with. In this case, it means an explanation that warrants as little supporting evidence as possible. The so-called light bulb hieroglyphs at Dendera are not simply explained by the existence of ancient Egyptian light bulbs. Yes, that's a quick explanation to come up with, and if one lacks imagination, it might prove to be a sticking point. But it's actually quite a complex explanation. To be accepted as true, to pass the gate between the fringe and the mainstream, we would need additional evidence that the Egyptians could generate electricity or extrude fine wire or work thin enough, clear enough glass. Find a discarded light bulb in an Egyptian ruin you're 100% sure no human has set foot in for 3,000 years, and we'll talk. For now, the simpler explanation is that our pattern recognition is being tricked. And again, it's a snake. The helicopter hieroglyphs are another example. We can see where one layer of hieroglyphs has been made on top of the other, and we can see that our pattern recognition is being tricked. The explanation, there were helicopters in ancient Egypt, would require so much material evidence for even the foundations of the explanation to be true that it defies rational belief. Look at this famous optical illusion that simultaneously depicts an older woman's face and a young woman. No one is suggesting that because of this optical illusion, there was once a real thing that was both an older woman and a young woman. That's literally absurd. Optical illusions are a real thing, and they are almost always the result of our brain's ability to recognize shapes being tricked. If you're a skeptical person fond of debunking, of being epistemologically cautious, you'll often be told to have an open mind. I object to the implication that my mind is anything but. An open mind isn't a mind that'll believe the most exciting thing it hears. A mind, like a gate, should be able to open, but it should know what to keep out and how to keep it out. In the case of a mind, misinformation. This video is absolutely not meant to be a dunk on my commenters. My philosophy is this: I want to address every comment that's made in good faith unless and until it's revealed that the commenter isn't commenting in good faith, say they're motivated by bigotry or they're simply trolling. Education is all about discussion and debate, not about someone presenting absolute truths by fiat. So if I wasn't interested in persuading people of the truth as I understand it right now, given the evidence right now, an educational YouTube channel probably wasn't a smart move. Why resist these two men being lovers, even if you're personally homophobic? And by the way, if you are, you should know it's very gay around here and will forever be that way. You can't deny the existence of the gays. Why keep telling people ancient light bulbs were possible and hiding behind "you can't prove they weren't"? I can't prove the exact center of the Earth isn't a lizard-infested CCTV room. but odds are pretty good it's just a bunch of really hot metal with weird physics. Look, if they find that ancient light bulb I talked about, who would be more excited than me to issue a retraction and proudly declare that the ancient Egyptians had electricity?
Well, maybe him.
Thanks for stopping by. I look forward to all the helpful and supportive comments. And the YouTube algorithm looks forward to all the unhelpful and cruel ones. YouTube has this new feature called a like button. We don't know what it does though. Click it and see. I've heard it only works if you click it an odd number of times. The lizard people monitoring my... oh no, I'll get in trouble for that one. Are my backers at patreon.com/armchairegypt. Huge thanks to them as always, and until next time, my fellow armchair Egyptologists, life, prosperity, and health to you all. Thanks for watching. Head over to my channel for more, or click here to see what the YouTube demons think you should watch next. I hope you'll consider subscribing. If you'd like to support and collaborate on the channel with me, go to patreon.com/armchairegypt. You can also join my Discord community, there's an invite link in the description.